Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Sunday, August 20th, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Toronto Blue Jays vs Cincinnati Reds. Take Toronto to cover. And here is why. Toronto is 68-56 overall this season. They are currently in third place in the American League East Division. The Blue Jays are 8.5 games back of first place, which is held by the Orioles. The Blue Jays 0.5 games back of a spot in the wild card. Toronto has lost 5 of their last 8 games entering Sunday afternoon. Their latest game, the Blue Jays defeated the Reds 4-3 on Saturday, August 19th. Davis Schneider hit a solo home run in the 5th inning to give the Blue Jays the lead in the game, and it was the eventual game winner. Chris Bassett pitched 6 innings and allowed 2 earned runs, 3 hits in the victory. This Sunday, the clash between the Blue Jays and the Reds takes center stage as both teams fervently compete for a wild card position within their respective conferences. In the ongoing 3-game series, Toronto and Cincinnati have each secured a victory, and the forthcoming Sunday match stands as the pivotal determinant. My inclination leans toward granting the advantage to the Blue Jays, primarily attributed to Ray's stellar performance. Remarkably, Ray has maintained an impeccable record of not conceding a single run across 9 innings. Given his veteran status, Ray has navigated similar situations in the past, thereby enhancing his reliability. In contrast, the Reds have selected Green as their starter, who is making his return to the major leagues following rehabilitation outings in the minor leagues. Expressing reservations, I harbor doubts about the young pitcher's ability to deliver a proficient performance on Sunday, especially in light of his recuperation from a hip injury. Notably, the Blue Jays have exhibited commendable proficiency, boasting a .283 batting average against opponents from the National League's Central Division throughout this year. This strength is expected to manifest itself once again on Sunday, further supporting their prospective triumph. Take the over on Sunday. I am leaning the over in this game. Both teams are starting pitchers that have not played consistently over the past few months, so there is a possibility of a shaky start from either guy. The total has reached 9 runs or more in Toronto's last 6 games. The Reds' total has reached 9 runs or more 4 times in their last 7 games. Detroit Tigers vs Cleveland Guardians. Take the Tigers with the money line. And here is why. In losing the second game of Friday's doubleheader, the Tigers were unable to make it 3 straight wins. Heading into Saturday, they had gone 6-4 over their last 10 games, with the pitching staff posting 2 shutouts. On the year, they had 11 shutouts through 122 games, tying them for 7th most, but their 4.46 team ERA was 12th highest overall. Arod suffered a loss last time out after allowing 6 earned runs and 10 hits against his former mate in Boston. It was his worst outing of the season, though the 8 strikeouts were his most since May. Lifetime, Rodriguez is 4-0 with a 2.59 ERA in 6 starts versus Cleveland. In their confrontations this season, it's Detroit that asserts dominance, clinching a 5-3 lead in the initial 8 matchups. Although neither team significantly entices from a betting perspective on a day-to-day basis, this particular matchup holds a clearer outlook than it might appear on the surface. Rodriguez, having squared off against Cleveland twice already this season, presents a compelling case. Across 15 innings, he has yielded merely 8 hits and 2 walks. Impressively, he managed to strike out 18 batters in these instances, leading to back-to-back victories. This trend aligns with his historical performance, indicating his prowess in overcoming the Guardians. Given Cleveland's offensive struggles in recent times, it's highly probable that they will once again be stifled by the Tigers' starting pitcher. Our second pick is take the under. And here is why. These two teams have lived the under in their head-to-head this season, with only one of their first 8 meetings being pushed and none going over. The most runs scored in any game was 8, but the average was just 4.9 combined runs per game. I explained above what Arod did against this lineup, and Allen has been sharp this month. On the flip side, neither offense has done much recently to think the trends are going to flip all of a sudden. New York Mets vs St. Louis Cardinals. Give me St. Louis. And here is why. The Mets have now won 5 out of their last 6 games overall. The offense has picked up for New York over the last week, as they've averaged more than 6 runs per game during that span, and haven't scored fewer than 4 runs in a game since last Saturday. Nimmo has hit safely in 14 of his last 28 at-bats over the past week, including 3 homers during that span. That was a new career high for him in home runs, New York manager Buck Showalter said of Nimmo, per the Associated Press. He won't say much about it, but that's big for him. Nimmo's always been a guy who can spray it around. When you start talking about leadoff hitters in the game, he's got to be in the conversation. First baseman Pete Alonso has 11 home runs over the last month, giving him 37 on the season to go along with 91 RBI. As a team, the Mets are up to 4.4 runs per game this season, and they rank 10th in the MLB in home runs. Their batting average remains low, though, at .237. They're also 20th in ops, .720. On the mound, Carlos Carrasco will be making his 19th start of the season on Sunday. Carrasco is 3-6 with a 6.40 ERA and a 1.62 WHIP. He hasn't factored into the decision in any of his last 3 starts, but he only lasted 3 innings in his most recent outing on Monday against the Pirates, giving up 4 hits, 3 walks and 2 earned runs. The 36-year-old right-hander is 107.91 with a 4.01 ERA in his 14-year MLB career. This presents a highly favorable matchup for the Cardinals, considering their historical success against Carlos Carrasco. The players currently comprising the Cardinals roster boast a collective .300 batting average across 40 at-bats when facing Carrasco throughout his career. Notably, even the top hitters in the St. Louis lineup, namely Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, contribute to this impressive statistic. Arenado holds a record of .344, accompanied by a home run, while Goldschmidt boasts a .448 performance against Carrasco. In contrast, Carrasco has struggled significantly during the summer months, registering an ERA exceeding 6.20 in June, July, and August. On the other hand, Dakota Hudson has thrived since joining the Cardinals' starting rotation, securing victories in all 3 of his recent starts. He has effectively limited current Cardinals players to a collective .231 batting average across 26 at-bats. Although St. Louis encountered a wave of injuries earlier in the week, they have made significant progress on the health front in recent days, approaching full strength for the upcoming game. With these factors in mind, I anticipate the Cardinals to outperform Carrasco and emerge victorious. I'm siding with the over as a second pick. And here is why. The last-place Cardinals dropped their 3rd decision in a row on Friday night, losing 7-1 to the Mets at home. St. Louis only managed 6 hits in the game and failed to score until the bottom of the 9th inning, when pinch hitter Richie Palacios delivered an RBI double. Carlos Carrasco has really struggled in day games this season, going 0-4 with an 8.04 ERA in 7 afternoon starts entering Sunday's tilt. He also got lit up for 6 runs in 3 innings in his lone start against St. Louis earlier this season. Carrasco has a WHIP of 1.62 this season, which is by far his worst since 2013, when he only made 15 appearances. The Cardinals have baseball's 5th highest team batting average, .259, and should be able to knock Carrasco around. The Cardinals have also given Dakota Hudson more than 6 runs per game in the 3 starts he's made since joining the rotation. The Mets, meanwhile, are clicking offensively over the past week or so, averaging about 6.2 runs per game over their last 6 contests. Pete Alonso continues to drive in runs, and with Brandon Nimmo batting .500 this week ahead of him, there should be more opportunities to push runs across in this one.